I'm down here in sunny Central Florida and we're making music in the back cave, and I thought I would tell you about a guitar that I have really come to love over the last few months, and that is the AM53 by Ibanez. This is a gear review. I hope you will subscribe to Jedi Jingle Maker, give me a thumbs up, also leave a comment. Let's get into checking this baby out.
Gear review, it's my gear review. Jedi Jingle Maker is made for you.
Okay, this guitar is definitely on the classic end of my guitar collection, and I think everybody should probably have something like this in there. I didn't want to break the bank, and this is what I selected. I have not regretted it one bit. I paid about $350 for this guitar, which is what you can get them for now. I'm going to tell you all about them. I'm going to tell you about the specs, the colors, my reaction to them, how I've been using it, how I've been expanding my experience with it. So here we go. Let's take it off the wall and put it on my guitar mat. Again, I always say this thing is worth its weight in gold, the guitar mat and neck cradle. So I can easily deal with these guitars and intonate them, but just look at it to start with. First of all, this kind of cream colored binding all around it. It's so nice. It's got that just Gibson 335 look to it. The beautiful F hole, deal, note hole. It feels solid. Feels like a beautiful instrument. It's not too heavy. The stain on it, on this variety, is very dark. You can't really see the wood. That's the way I wanted it. I'll tell you that now the varieties that they are selling this year, they didn't include this color. So now you can get it in a red color and you can get it in the tobacco flat color. Both are excellent, and I think I would be happy to have it in either, but the tobacco flat is rather like similar to a sunburst kind of flat brown pattern, and the sunburst red flat is a sunburst but then very red. So they're both beautiful, and you should check them out if you're interested in this kind of thing. You won't go wrong if you're looking for the sound of a semi-hollow body guitar when you think about this guitar. It's called the AM Artcore, and it's got an Aoto neck that's set in to the body, so glued in to the body. It's got a linden top, linden back, and linden sides. So tone woods throughout, which linden, I guess, is pretty good because I like the sound of it. It has a bound walnut fretboard and white dot inlay. Now the fretboard is very attractive because it's that lighter brown. I think it goes very well with the darker stain, gives that contrast. I just love that about this guitar. It looks great to start. Another thing that it has is a string spacing of 10.5 millimeters, also a 22 fret setup. It has medium frets, so these are not the jumbos. It plays really easily. Very nice for like jazz guitar or speed riffs. I've found it to be extremely fun. It has a quick change tailpiece. That's that floating tailpiece to string the strings right through the back here, which I think is a good way. And then they're held on that's held on to the tension by the tension of the strings. We'll look at it a little closer when we're done talking about the specs. It also has infinity both neck and bridge pickup, which I'm going to claim are one of the best features of this guitar. I love the infinity pickups in this guitar. In terms of the neck, it is a 628 millimeter scale, 43 millimeter at the nut, 57 at the 22nd fret, 21 millimeters at the first fret, and 24 millimeters at the 9th fret. It plays rather nicely, in my opinion. I haven't had it set up, but I will. And when I do, I'll have the action lowered a bit and dial it in. But the way it is now, the action's a bit higher than I probably would like it, but it's definitely tolerable. It definitely allows the strings to ring out beautifully, so I kind of like that. I did go down in string gauge. They delivered it with a 10 gauge string setup on it, and I actually went down. It was 52 to 10. I went down to a 9 gauge, and I like it, but I think the 10 gauge probably suits it better, so I'll probably go back to that. But a very, very beautiful instrument. Now in terms of the pickups, three-way selector, switch between, I believe it is back pickup, to both pickups, top pickup, and the sounds are great on all three, but I usually use it in the bridge pickup position, volume and tone. And I found the tone and the volume both work rather well. This one rolls off smoothly and the tone has a lot of variation in it. So a lot you can do with this. Now I had been playing this mostly clean. I'm going to tell you about my experience. Mostly clean, and then a couple songs that I have on the channel, one called Cinnamon Biscuit and the other one called You Don't Know, and it produced beautiful tone, just what I wanted. Recently though, I was playing my Schecter and I had a lot of gain on. I go, you know what, I'm going to try that thing through some gain. I'm going to throw some dirt on that thing instead of always playing it clean. And I did, and holy moly does it sound great dirty. It sounds great with distortion on it and gain. Something about the sound of it, it's so different than my other guitars, and I really like it. So I've been playing it like that lately, and you'll see some Jedi Jingle Maker songs where I play this as a lead guitar, which I think is super cool, and some more dirty kind of bluesy, Hendrixy riffs. Now, one thing you'll notice here, which I'm quite proud of, is that this is all scratched up. That's because when I play this thing, I tend to want to play it pretty hard, pretty percussive, a lot of funk stuff, so I'm glad it's starting to get scratched up, get some emotion laid into it. That certainly is, to me, what every guitar should have, which is use. Who wants to have a perfect guitar? That's a perfectly unused guitar, would be my claim. But you know, the pickups I think also look good where there are, the black against the darker brown. I did have a string break initially right in this area, and I thought, uh-oh, is this a sharp bridge point? And I haven't had anything happen like that since, so I don't know. It's probably just because it was the strings that came from the factory. This is only the second set of strings I put on it, and it certainly does sound great. This one was made in Indonesia, so as far as guitars go, I'm going to claim that a lot of really high quality guitars are made in Indonesia. So good on them. I will ultimately have this replaced with a Graphtec nut, so I'll put a black nut in there, and that'll help with the tuning stability a bit, although it's very stable tuning wise. And I love this headstock. Isn't that beautiful? Really, really nice with that silver like that. I also updated the tuning keys. We're going to look at the back of them. These are Goto tuning machines, and I love them. I put them on most of my guitars. You can see the truss rod cover has that easy, you don't need the tool. You can just open it up to get to the truss rod very easily, even just with your finger. The fretboard itself, the wood grain deal on this thing is phenomenal. I love the open pore look, and it feels great. The frets themselves feel great. It was fairly dry when I got it, the fretboard, but I've lubricated it just a bit. The switches on this does feel a little cheap. I'm going to come right out and say it. I would maybe replace that. However, the volume and tone feel okay. This one has a little point where it almost catches, so I think I just need to tighten this up, but this one, the switch does feel a little cheap. That's an easy thing to have replaced when I get it set up. And looking onto the back of it, as you can see, very nice work here. Having this binding all around it just makes it look exquisite. I'm going to say that they did a great job just about everywhere I can find to look at in terms of the quality of the neck. I mean, just glass smooth, matte neck, just the way I like it. See the Goto tuners, that sure helped. They look fantastic on the back here. I did actually have a situation where the previous holes are still open. I should probably fill those up. Easy enough to do with a toothpick and a little bit of touch-up paint, and they're gone to the human eye. But I like that it has a little volute here for neck strength. I'm not sure how strong that variety of wood they use in the neck here is, so that's nice for a little bit extra strength. I'd prefer to not have the strap point on the back of the guitar, but I don't know that there's any other option, but it works pretty well. I like this Levi padded strap for this one just because it's a bigger guitar, and I just felt like it kind of goes with this one. Very comfortable strap. If you are aware of this one, it's just padded and beautiful. So yeah, this guitar, I would give it high ratings. For what it is, it's a paintbrush in my collection that I couldn't achieve without a guitar like this. The tone, the approach, and now that I've discovered it's an excellent guitar to throw a little dirt on the clean signal, man, I can't wait. I hope you will subscribe to Jedi Jingle Maker and hear some songs created with this. Also listen to the track at the end of this video and leave a comment. Let me know if you have one of these, if you're thinking about getting one. I respond to all the comments, so let me know. Thanks for watching Jedi Jingle Maker.
my key review. Jedi Jingle Maker is made for you.